Hi, my name is Shawn Maloney with Holder Construction. I'm a senior engineer here in our Dallas office. And when asked how to deal or how we comp with some of the recent labor shortages and labor difficulties we've seen in the construction market here in Dallas, um, I really have to point to what we do specifically here at Holder, and that's we have 6 different regional offices located all throughout the U.S. So we have the ability here, specifically in the Texas market, to pull resources from multiple different offices and regions. Use our Atlanta office, for instance, or Charlotte or DC office. Here with some recent projects in Texas and then vice versa in Atlanta. We've actually reached out to some local contractors here to send work and labor force and help over to some of those projects on the East Coast, and have in turn also asked some of those contractors from the East Coast to pay a certain premium and incentive program to get them here to Texas to complete our projects when needed. The number 2 thing that kind of leads into what we at Holder do and what we would do to combat some of the challenges faced with the labor shortage is really bringing up to the owner on the front end and to see how important their schedule versus contract price is to them. Obviously, really a construction project comes down to 2 different things, and that's schedule and that's cost. A schedule, for instance, bring up with the owner on the front end something like a higher ed project or a school project. They may not have an extra 2 months or an extra month even on the back end to open up and get their final CO. They have to start the new school year. So you can bring them some sort of cost premium incentive program that ultimately costs the job a certain amount of money, but you can ensure that you'll get the project done in an orderly time, and that's due to paying premium wage rates to contractors, almost setting yourself a prevailing wage scale for that job. We've implemented a similar program on one of our recent projects, and we were able to lock in labor force throughout all the hurricanes that hit the U.S. Harvey here in Texas, and then Irma on the East Coast. We were able to lock in some premium wage rates to ensure that our workers would stay here for these projects and be able to complete them between now and over the next course of the next 9 months, when really the whole U.S. is in the rebuilding phase. The third thing that we can do right now, as far as the construction industry as a whole, is reach out to kids on the front end, and this is not so much chiefly to help combat the issues we're facing currently, but it would be for future issues we'd face down the road. If there's a lot of kids out there that we've seen through local to Dallas Fort Worth, and also throughout each of our regional offices, who just simply don't want to go to college. They don't want to take that next step really to their education. They want to get out there. They want to start working. However, as we know, it's very challenging now to get a decent, a high-paying job, whatever you want to call it, without having that college degree. So we've been trying to reach out to high schoolers on the front end and introducing the trade school idea to them. With this, they're able to go to a 2-year program outside of high school and become skilled craftsmen, whether that's electrical, mechanical, welding school, pipe fitting school. There's several different trade schools that are out there and available for kids out of high school. They can spend 2 years. They can work while they're doing it. They're getting paid while they're going to school, and it doesn't have the cost factor associated with a 4-year college program. So that's another thing that we've started to do recently, is reach out to them on the front end, let them know what are the options out there, and really what the future holds for them if they do go that route. Several of our superintendents on our mega projects came from the ranks, came from the trade schools, and now look at them. They're some of the most highest paid superintendents in our company. So those three things are really the three that I'll focus on. Two of what really we can do now, what we are doing now to combat the labor shortage, and then the third item is what we can do to help protect the future, and that's getting more kids involved in the construction industry, in the trade industry, to hopefully mitigate some of the labor shortages on the back end. Thanks.